Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of That's Debatable Daily. Today is March 7th, and if you know that it's March 7th, you probably also know that it is National Cereal Day. Because it is National Cereal Day, the thing that we are discussing today with my friend Landon, who is here with us, today we will be determining whether or not cereal is a soup. So Landon, what do you have to say about that?
Cereal.
You're already repping it on your
soup. Cereal is a soup.
Yeah.
Obviously. I don't know. I feel like that's it. I think we can just cut it there.
Give me the explanation. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details.
Define a soup.
I would say soup is... See, this is where it gets difficult because, you know, you have the temperature deal where people say it's usually hot, but you have cold soups.
No.
But then you have to ask yourself if a cold soup is still a soup or if there's another word for it. I think it's still a soup.
Okay.
Under the overarching.
I think it's... If you're going to say that cold soup is not a soup, then you're going to say gazpacho is cereal.
I'm not saying it's cereal. What I'm saying is
that's what I'm saying.
Gazpacho.
We don't have another.
I can concede that gazpacho is a soup. Therefore, soup doesn't have to be warm or cold. But that doesn't mean cereal is a soup because soup usually isn't sweet, and cereal usually is sweet.
I actually disagree.
Usually
there too.
Is it
butternut squash soup? I have a friend.
Some sweetness to it.
I have a friend who makes a signature like butternut squash soup.
Good point.
It is pretty much just. Here's my definition of soup.
Yes.
Is either stuff in juice, basically.
Okay, you can't say stuff in juice or humans are a soup, which maybe humans are a soup, depending on your definition.
Humans a soup?
When we get
Next episode.
Maybe if we get in a hot tub, we become a human soup.
I mean...
Except for we're not in there to be eaten, and one of the definitions
that's true.
of soup,
I think it should be a food.
It should be a
food. It should be a food product.
It is a food.
But like basically stuff in juice or just...
Stuff and juice.
Juice
that's it.
that you drink out of a bowl.
That's it. Stuff and juice.
Because also, like sometimes, like the butternut squash soup, for example,
there's
it's
some sweetness
smooth, or like a bisque, right? Like,
right.
There's not really like stuff in the juice. It's kind of just like all stuff, and sometimes you put stuff in there. But here's my thought. So if you take chicken noodle soup, right?
I don't, but sure.
Okay,
it's like the one thing I don't eat. I eat everything chicken noodle soup. I just, it's that one thing when I was a kid and I got sick and I still can't eat it.
That's horrible.
But anyway, let's take chicken noodle soup.
Especially awful being sick. So when I take chicken noodle soup and I put it in the fridge and let it get cold, if anybody's going to argue that it has to be hot to be a soup, then what is my
cold chicken noodle soup?
No, I don't have to eat it
because that
way.
would make you a psychopath, and then we have to have a different
that's
conversation right now, Landon. If you're eating cold chicken noodle soup from the fridge, we have other problems to discuss. I would say.
I will try it, and I will let you know. But what it is I feel like at that point the definition doesn't change based on the heat.
Okay, let's move on.
No one is going to pull. Well, that's what I'm saying. No one's going to pull that. So I think we can put.
I agree with you.
We can put that part to bed.
Temperature
doesn't count.
Can't do it. But I would say the sweetness thing. I still have a couple things to say about that because
tell me.
There are things that are sweet elements in a savory dish and savory elements in a sweet dish. But dishes are usually fundamentally sweet or savory with some variations in there. I would say that cereal is fundamentally sweet and that soup is fundamentally savory. I am open to the idea of dessert soups. If you can prove to me there's such thing as a dessert soup, I will concede that cereal is a dessert soup.
The butternut squash soup. I don't know if you've had it. We actually both know this guy, Ryan. If you're watching, Ryan,
this is your soup. Very sweet, but I would still classify that as a savory dish.
You think it's
base savory with some sweet notes? It's kind of like maple bacon. It has sugar on it, but it's still bacon. It's still a savory meal. So I wouldn't say that was a sweet soup. Like I wouldn't call butternut squash a dessert soup. I think it would have to be made of other stuff.
That's really interesting.
So therein is why it's difficult for me to define cereal as a soup.
I feel like the thing is the something that actually would be more that I would accept. I feel like more as an argument is the preparation.
Like the soup has to be cooked.
Is typically done all together.
Yeah.
Cereal is you put the juice and then the stuff.
Right.
Which other way. By the way, if you put milk and then cereal.
Okay, but pho, for example, you have your raw ingredients and you pour boiling broth over it. So
that's right.
That's a good point.
That's right. Okay.
So going a point for the cereal would be that, like, if I tried to define it like, well, you cook soup, whether you serve it cold or hot, anyway, you cook soup at one point. every cereal is cooked at some point. In the process of creating the breakfast cereals we have, you've baked it or you've cooked it somehow. So it's like somebody's cooked it in preparation for this. So you couldn't really talk about the form of pho and the form of cold cereal being different, except for in temperature and except for in sweetness. Those are the only two. And we already ruled out temperature.
And you know what? Have you ever tried hot Fruit Loops?
No, I have not tried hot Fruit Loops.
I have not either, but I'm going to now.
I probably will listen to Landon.
This could be
I'll probably get his opinion on that.
This could be a whole other thing.
Good, I trust you.
I want to hear somebody. I want somebody to tell us what they. I want somebody. Actually, I'm not going to try it. You try it, and you tell us.
How about this? Fruit Loops. How about this? I'll eat some cold chicken noodle soup. You eat some hot Fruit Loops.
Hot Fruit Loops.
I'll eat some cold chicken noodle soup, and we'll come back and see if we still have the decision.
That's perfect. That's
I think I will concede. This is final result for me. I think cereal can be defined as a soup if we allow the existence of dessert soups.
I would agree. And breakfast soups.
Breakfast soups.
Breakfast dessert soups.
Cereal is a breakfast dessert soup.
What?
Cereal is a breakfast dessert soup. I will agree on that. All right. Yeah, we solved it.
There it is.
Thanks, guys, for joining us in today's discussion. We're going to have one tomorrow. And all of you know that tomorrow is March 8th, and we will be discussing whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich.